Illinois 92, Illinois State 65 in the first exhibition win for the Illini this season. Our most interesting team in college basketball. That's the team that was number one atop the list when we did that segment last week. I think they played true to that in this game because they are already full of surprises. The biggest surprise being David Mirkovich looking like this team's best player. 19 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists to 1 turnover. It was a debut unlike any I have ever seen from a college basketball player, let alone an
Oh, and
Illinois
and
player.
and and energy too. Let's not leave that out. Electric, like electric energy player.
Just a masterful start to David Mirkovich's career. Beyond that, Kylin Boswell, very good. Zvana Mirovich with some good things. Brandon Lee with 17 points off the bench, didn't miss a shot from the floor. Quiet night for Wagler. We'll get to that. Waggler, excuse me. We finally got the pronunciation of his name correct. Quiet night for Humrickhouse, who did some good things too. Looked mostly like the Ben we saw last year. Reminder: no Mihailo Petrovic, no Andrei Stojakovic, and no Thomas Slavovicic, who is on week 3 recovering from the tonsil surgery that he scheduled for the day of Big Ten Media Day. So get well soon, Big T, and Andre and Mihailo get eligible soon. Mihailo, add it all together. 27-point victory for the Illini while missing, I think, 3 starter caliber players. What'd you learn? What were you impressed with from this start?
Well, I learned that Illinois has a starting four, and it's David Mirkovich. That I think you said it, and you kind of said it in passing, but I could not help but how impressed I was with his game. Like the feel, the passing, the energy, like the physicality. Um, Illinois got one with him. And look, there's a lot of, we talked about like freshman of the year. We saw Heinz Steinbach have an incredible performance for Washington. A lot of other good freshmen in this conference. I think David Mirkovich might be behind Steinbach in what I saw as far as impressive player performances. I mean, the assist, 6 assists to 1 turnover. He had the one that I tweeted about where like he caught it and they sent the double for the baseline. And in a split second, this dude threw a skip pass instead of trying to force the dump off down low, which would have got stolen because the guy was helping down. He just he sees the game and plays the game not like an 18-year-old, and he's also not built like an 18-year-old. And it brings something that I think this Illinois team needs. A Mirkovich Big T front court is has the possibility to be something really, really special. And
He's
Illinois
also
got
an
one.
insane person.
Huh?
He's also an insane
Oh,
person.
no, he has a screw loose. Like it's not, we don't have to talk about like he make no. David Mirkovich is a smart, great player that has great feel. He also has, like, for lack of a better, he has something wrong with him, but like in a good way. Like you embrace it, but like he's a little bit off
In the best
in the
possible way.
in like how you
Yeah.
want somebody to be off.
Yeah. Yeah. Card, everyone knows this about me. Honestly, at this point, I don't have to scout myself, but I am easily swayed one way or the other. I am an overreactor of iconic levels, right? That's what I do. I overreact to things. It's how I'm wired. I don't know why. It just is what it is. I am just obsessed with Mirkovic. I'm obsessed with this. I watched this live. I watched the entire game again. And then I just like was watching his old clips coming into this. Card, I think, and I tweeted this, I texted you it. I genuinely mean this. I'm not doing a bit on this. This kid is Draymond Green. I feel so confident in what I saw last night and the way he's going to be used at Illinois, at least right now, or the way he should be used at Illinois. I the only guy I've seen capable in my life in college basketball of doing what Mirkovic was doing last night, all the versatile things at his size, at his position, is Draymond, who, by the way, also was an insane person.
Mhm.
But he was so smart that you dealt with the competitive insanity because he was so smart. And he would just get every rebound, lead the break, throw no look passes threaded on a needle. You like didn't love that he shot so many threes, but he ended up like making them. And quite frankly, he was so good at every other element of the game. If he wanted to shoot threes, you weren't going to stop him from doing it. That was Mirovich last night. Like the only thing you could possibly nitpick from him was he settled for too many jumpers, which, oh, by the way, he hit two of them. Like, he
Right.
didn't make his free throws. Who cares? Like this dude got every single rebound available the entire game. Immediately turned and led the break. Immediately was throwing dimes for wide open shots every time he touched it. In the half court, they played through him in the post. They played through him on the perimeter. He's their best player, and I understand like this might not always translate. He did this against Illinois State without three of Illinois State's best six players. Fine. If we want to wait for who's their first real game, do you even know who do they play?
Ooh, first real game, probably Texas Tech.
Texas Tech. Okay, if we want to wait for Texas Tech to crown David Mirovich, fine. I don't. Like I'm sorry, the things we saw in this game aren't just gonna disappear.
Hmm.
You don't pull down 14 rebounds and lead a break and have the passing instincts that he showed and have those just go away. There was nothing fluky about this performance at all. At all. So like, and it leads me to this. Number one, I'm in love with it. Like I'm so excited to just watch this kid. This kid's gonna be like my favorite Illinois player to watch since TSJ.
Hmm.
But on the flip, I can't help but like watch what happened last night and also have some questions. How come everyone who's seen this team all summer has not mentioned this?
Hmm.
Everyone's acting as surprised as I am on this. Like
Oh,
you
I,
really mean to tell me he
I
hasn't shown any of this until now?
I think I got it though.
Were they trying to keep it under wraps?
Either one, they're trying to keep it under wraps, or two, like he's a gamer.
So he just doesn't even try at all in practice.
I'm not saying he doesn't try at all, but like he he gets up for this. Like he probably gets up for everything, but like I think he wants to thrive in the moment of being a gamer.
Or maybe the only concern would be like when he like if it doesn't go great, I could see his game being so loud that it's like
Or
disaster.
or they can't see this in practice because by the chance he has a time to do this, he's doing like running on the sidelines because he gave someone a basket, got an offensive rebound, scored it, and like kissed Ben Humrickhouse on the cheek afterwards, like a psycho madman. And Underwood's like, "Yeah, go run, David. Like you can't do that."
Right. I mean, it's just an identity switch, man. And I can get there. Trust me, I'll get there. I'll evaluate what we watch. But like, dude, you've read the same things I've read. We've made videos on it. The people that watch this team. I mean, I was talking to someone who was at practice a week ago. Anyone who watches this team, the takeaway is like, yeah, Mirk might not be that involved, at least
Mhm.
not early. And those same people are like, Keaton Waggler's our best player. He's a one and done.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I just,
but we've also heard too that Mirkovich has been good, but he's a wild card to the point that they sometimes don't feel
but
comfortable.
we haven't heard the passing chops. We haven't heard any of this. We literally all we've heard is like
We heard it from him if you listened.
all we've heard about him is if he can just rebound. He's got to be a traditional four, and there was nothing traditional four about this performance. Like I just the only explanation for why like we haven't heard any of this to me is that they haven't seen it. But I can't watch what I watched last night and then rewatch last night and be like he hasn't shown that. He has to have shown that in practice. And simultaneously, everyone agrees he's not even like in contention for a starting spot. When this team's healthy, he's not supposed to start. He's behind Ben Humrickhouse. So I'm baffled. It would be like if Jordan Scott spit out 19, 14, and 6 in the first Michigan State exhibition. Or if Winters Grady had 6 assists. It'd be like, why is no one talking about this? And that's where I'm at with it. I'm gonna have to come to terms with that because the people that cover this team, I think, were as surprised as I was. But regardless of who was surprised by it or not, it's here now. Like I think if you listen to the way Brad talked about it in the post game, I'd be stunned if they're not trying to build around David Mirovich right now.
Yeah, no, I think 100%. And last year you look at what this team was like. They were the term I like to use is they were lighting the ass in the front court, right? Like Big T wasn't a guy that was going to get really physical with you. Ben Rickhouse was the four. Like it was open season every single time. Even guys like, I mean, it wasn't Big T's fault, but like when Merez had his first start against Maryland, like Derek Queen and Julian Reese just scored at the rim at will. Um, they're just gonna have a different front court now. Truly, like a Mirkovic, Ivisic front court. Like I get it, like Ivisic. No, 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 no. There should be no question about this. I get it was Illinois State without their best players, but I find it hard to believe that the best lineup, like those, to me, those are the three non-negotiable players that should start. It should be Kylin, it should be Big T, and it should be uh Mirkovic.
Yeah, that's
And
where I'm at
then
too.
whatever you want to do with the other two spots, figure out who's healthy and who's eligible, and then fill that out. But your a front court of Ivisic, Big T, and Mirkovic is nasty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nasty.
I mean, that's to me, I'm just envisioning if Merck is used the way he was used last night, which I don't know why you wouldn't. I don't know why you wouldn't want him to be like a primary playmaker on this team. By the way, to me, he solves any point guard issues you have. Boswell was really good, by the way. I don't mean to imply that he's bad, but like it sounds like, oh, they want Petro off the bench. Like I've been told Keaton Waggler's the point guard on this team. You don't need a point guard when David Mirkovic can do that. Like,
Mhm.
and Big T is a good passer too. Like that's the most physical, most skilled front court in the country. If you're playing Mirkovic and T together, I'm so excited to watch it. Truly, it's gonna be fun. And man, I don't know what Merck's plan is. Like the guy we saw last night ends up getting drafted at some point, but this also is a guy. He's a true freshman eligibility wise. You could get 3 years out of him. And I don't know if they want to even. I'd assume they want to keep him as long as they can. But like, I'm just envisioning year three, David Mirkovic. He's the best player in the Big Ten.
Yeah, and also like they could have, I mean, I appreciate the content that they gave us. They could have saved us the video we made a week and a half ago about what the offseason plan was if we're gonna bring in these Balkans and they're not even gonna start.
Right.
We should have been singing the praises if we knew it was this.
Right. Right. Which
Like
again, why aren't they going to start? Like I just please don't do the Humrick House thing again. And he was fine in this game, wasn't he? Fine, but like
yeah,
he was trying to like put the ball on the floor and make some like
yeah,
tough
but like
twos.
he gave you 9 and 7.
And he like his tough twos that aren't falling against the Missouri Valley. I don't need those. Like I just run corner to corner and hit your shots this year. You're a great bench guy. You're not a starting four over David Mirkovic. And I hope, I pray we don't have to do this next week. I pray that Brad Underwood doesn't actually start Henrik House over Mirkovic because we will lose our minds if that
He's gonna.
happens.
He's gonna.
If he does, that's insane. Other things from this game. Let's go to Kylin next. I was really, really impressed with Kylin. Really impressed with Kylin. He hit his first two threes. That must have felt like the biggest weight off his shoulders ever. This
Mhm.
is the Kylin we saw at the end of last year. It's the Kylin we thought they were getting at the beginning of his tenure at Illinois. 6 assists. I thought he was great, but outside of Mirk, who was obviously the story, this feels like Kylan's team. Like he's
Mhm.
going to have his fingerprints all over this defensively, offensively, everything. What did you see from him?
Yeah, I'm very excited to watch Kylan this year and watch the year he's gonna have because I believe in the shooting, like you said, and then if that comes along, what he can do as a point of attack defender, and if he's knocking down shots, he's physically ready to compete on both ends of the floor, and also like we watched so many, and this is a bigger team thing though. We watched so many games last year for Illinois where this team could not take care of the ball because Kasparis was their point guard and he could give you 5 turnovers a game at any point. Now, this is Illinois State, like I said, without, some teams, it's going to be a little bit different when they play better competition. But only 11 turnovers as a team. Kylan only had 2 to 6 assists. I mean, not to go back, Mirkovic had 6 assists to 1 turnover. Like I would have been impressed if he had 6 assists and 4 turnovers in this game. The fact they didn't turn the ball over at all is even crazy at that point. But yeah, I just think that they got a really good point guard for Illinois, Kylan, and what he can do. And then obviously even had the small moment where he was able to be like the little leadership moment, where David Mirkovic was being the dickhead that we know and love, celebrating Big Z getting a T for hanging on the rim, acting like he didn't know about that. Kylin was the first person up there, like, all right, man, you can't do that. That's gonna like cost the team. So Kylin's leadership, I think Kylin's play combined with that as well, it's easy to see like why this is his team, and you should feel good about that. You should feel steady in that.
Dion, you okay? You look a little sweaty.
So every August, September, my air conditioning breaks, and there's just nothing I can do about it.
Dude, that's tough. Out in California too. Like, I mean, what is it, like 80 degrees still there today?
Today's gonna be like 85, 90, but like peak summer, it gets like 110. My AC just doesn't ever hold up.
I mean, it sounds like it's a bummer that you can't take advantage of Duncan Mechanical Solutions because Duncan Mechanical Solutions is an HVAC company based in Angola, servicing the tri-state area, bringing commercial quality to the residential world with excellent customer service. You heard us talk about Duncan Mechanical last summer. If you need heating or air conditioning, kitchen or bath remodeling, or all of the above, Duncan Mechanical is the place to go in the Midwest. Go to DuncanMechanicalSolutions.com to take advantage and make sure you don't wind up like Dion. So I have a thing that I think I'm realizing in real time. Brad's been here how many years? What, like 8 years?
Hmm, probably.
Obviously, he's had great players come through. Like Io is incredible, Terrence Shannon incredible, Kofi incredible. Varying levels of like how those guys mesh with Brad from a mentality standpoint. Like Terrence Shannon was such a good leader, but he was also like a quiet kid for a while. Io was like your consummate program leader. You had Trent Frazier, who was very much a Brad guy. And, Kofi wasn't really. Kofi was kind of like a great player, but an in between Brad Underwood everyday guy. Card, I think identity wise, this team is the most Brad Underwood Illinois team we've seen. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, no,
They're
I do.
they're all a little bit psycho.
Well, what's the phrase I always say? Like Brad wants to meet people in the Pizza Hut parking lot. This is my well, not maybe everybody, but if I'm making my all-time Illinois Pizza Hut parking lot team,
Yep.
and honestly, segment next week, I would like to draft our Pizza Hut parking lot team. Uh, I'm taking Mirk. I'm taking Kylan. Like I'm getting a lot of players from this team. I think
Big
they do.
Z, absolutely.
You
Big
said
Z,
what?
Big Z, absolutely on that
Yeah,
team.
you put Big Z front line, he'll be there.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, you feel good about having those guys on the team.
I'm realizing I think this is his dream team build, like personality wise, identity wise. That's what I believe this team is. And gosh, that's going to be fun. I'm excited to see what it looks like, but really truly happy for Kylan. He's going to be a constant for this team this year. And I love it because I am a big fan of his game. It was good to see his passing on display, even better to see his shots go in. Big Z, thought this was the most Big Z debut you could have if you're Illinois. Now objectively very good, right? 15 points. He hit three threes, five rebounds, two blocks, and a steal. Now simultaneously, the good always comes with the bad because Big Z also had six fouls in this game and did not know that you couldn't foul out. So he was like demonstratively running around pouting until they were like, Big Z, you didn't foul out. And then he was like, okay, I can keep fouling. 10 of his 13 shot attempts came from three. He might lead the country in 3-point attempts this year, even in a 12-minute a game off the bench role. He does not want to go anywhere but the 3-point line, and he made three of his 10 3-point attempts in this game. He didn't get to the free throw line once. I just, I mean, every time he dunks the ball, he does like chin ups on the rim. And in his first 4 minutes in this game, he had like 8 points, a block. It was like his Kentucky debut again. He looked like the best center in the country for 4 minutes. And then for the next 10 minutes, he did like a bunch of boneheaded soft things that drove you crazy. All in all, added up, 15 and 5 in 23 minutes is like really good. But it's just a sign of things to come, I think, from Zvonimir Mirovich, the enigma that is that player. Help me sort through it from his first game in orange and blue.
I'm grinning ear to ear because of this reason and this reason only, Greg. In 23 minutes, might I add, 13 shot attempts, 10 of them are threes, no free throws, five rebounds, six fouls, two turnovers, two blocks, a steal, and a post-game press conference where he said, I have eyeballs now again. I mean, welcome to the Big Z experience. Welcome to the show. I don't like I tapped into a little Montenegrin last week with my David Mirkovic. I don't have the word for showtime, and I think he's Croatian. I don't know. I got to figure that out. But it's just welcome to the show. Now, the show could be a lot of different things. But anytime he's on the floor, it's welcome to the show. Could be a good show, could be a bad show, could be a good episode, could be a bad episode. It's something you're gonna binge watch though. Just welcome to the show. That's really what it is. And you got, I think, everything that Big Z is and encompasses. 10 3-point attempts in 23 minutes from your 7-footer, no free throws, a technical for a chin up that he acted like he shouldn't have got. Just welcome to the show.
Yeah, it's. I think if he gets to just be the backup center and maybe backup four-man too, but Hamrek House is going to play, but so mostly backup center. Like if Merck plays like 25 minutes at the four, Big T plays 30 at the five, and Big Z just covers both spots a little bit behind them, I think it's perfect for him.
Yeah, and it's a fun dynamic too. Like you got Big
Yeah.
T, so great, does what he does, solid. And then, oh, by the way, I'm subbing it. I'm going to Visage for a Visage with it, but welcome to the dickhead version.
And you kind of want your backup Ivisic to be the guy gunning for great plays.
Yeah,
Like, because you feel the negative so much less if it's off the bench. The reason it didn't work at Kentucky and Arkansas is they wanted him to be a full-time five. He's not
right.
consistent enough.
Hmm.
But if he's playing 12 minutes a game and gives you exactly what he gave you in this game, like arguably the best backup five in the country.
Right, and with that too, it's inherently like you want your bench sometimes to inject a little bit of life when maybe your starters are maybe a little bit off, maybe the game is a little bit dead, maybe it's like a winter break or something like that. You know, something that encompasses like a slow start. You want a player that is kind of like a little shot of adrenaline and a little like go in and get yours. Big Z can be that guy, and he can, make a cross court pass or do the Big Z things. This was literally his that I remember. It was the first game in Kentucky that he had against Texas A&M.
Yeah,
That's really what this game was.
it was. I also would like to point this out, and I think Illinois fans will be proud of me for mentioning this. It's objectively hilarious that after Merez Johnson left the program and his family whined that he wasn't allowed to showcase his skill stuff, that the debut of a freshman power forward spit out 19, 14, and 6, and he got to do everything. Like
Hmm.
there is, and I don't think that was intentional. I think it's just what happened. But like, there's such a level of petty, you weren't capable of this from Merck's performance here. It's hilarious. And I say this as Merez's biggest fan. I love Merez. I am so happy he's at Michigan. I think he's going to be great. It's fucking hilarious that Merck is like everything Merez wanted to be.
Dog. Well, I don't know when the game is, and I don't care what's happening. I need Merk Merez.
I think those two might hurt each other or hurt
Yeah.
hurt themselves trying to hurt each
Yeah,
other.
everyone's gonna stand around and be like, that dog, they know we're out here.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, let's get to the elephant in the room. Pat myself on the back and us for waiting this long and doing a bunch of positives before we got here. Keaton Waggler, the guy that has been referred to as Kasparis Yakachonis mixed with Will Riley mixed with Io DeSumo. The guy that Illinois staff have directly told people might be a one and done, is an NBA player. The guy that has been rumored privately to be this team's starting point guard, that is pushing Mihailo Petrovic to the bench. The guy that has just been, by all accounts, the best player all summer. Did not look it at all in this game. Now, it wasn't a bad debut by any means, but under the guise of the expectations that have been put on this kid by everyone, it was really quiet and just didn't pass the eye test. 9 points on 7 shot attempts. He did hit 2 threes, 2 for 4 from three, 1 for 2 from the line, got to the free throw line once. Only 1 assist to 1 turnover, 5 fouls in 28 minutes. He was second on the team in minutes behind only Merck. He played more than Kylin Boswell in this game. Part of that was that he stayed in with the bench late after they benched the starters. But clearly he is going to be in a big role. Clearly this staff does trust him. clearly he can shoot and he has good offensive stuff, but I don't know. To my eye, nothing that we saw from him in this game was like we're going to make him our offensive engine. I thought in the half court he was super passive. He was very uninvolved. I thought he struggled to get by anybody from Illinois State. And I mean, if you set him screens, clearly he could be a pick and roll ball handler and navigate those. But in any sort of isolation, catch and shoot, let me get by my guy off the dribble moment, he couldn't. He didn't in this game. So how do you make sense of this? Were you disappointed in the debut based on what the smoke was? What do you
Yeah,
think?
I think it's fair to be disappointed given what the smoke was. And look, first game, freshman, understand that things come along with that. Not everyone could be David Mirkovich in the way they come onto the scene. To me, I came to this point, and I feel good about it being what I got to. He looked like what I thought Waggler was, like coming into Illinois. Like he looked like
Me
what I
too.
thought what he was coming into Illinois, and I kind of changed my tune on that given what everyone had said around the program and things like that. But that looked like kind of what I thought he was coming out of high school. Like not bad, but a guy that is going to need some time at Illinois, not like the whole one and done, playmaker portion of it. I didn't necessarily see that. Is kind of how I would constitute. I think that he definitely looked a little bit frail. Looks like he needs a little bit more Fletch in his life for sure. But yeah, I just think that, not to downplay who I think he is and what I think he could be. It just looked way more like what I kind of expected it to be coming into this year before the summer hype.
Yeah. Now, I will say some of the stuff that's been privately said to me about Keaton, even from people who really believe in Keaton, has been like, oh, he's pretty like afraid to step on toes. Like he's pretty passive, which again, to me, doesn't map with the idea that this guy's our best player. So, I'm going to do my best to just drop all of the expectations that everyone has told us to put on this kid. I feel comfortable doing that because if we drop all of that, I think I'd be coming in just based on what his recruiting profile was, being like, wow, that was a really impressive debut. They got one. Like this is a kid I think in 3 years will be really, really good for Illinois and probably give you good bench minutes this year. If that's what we were anticipating, I'd be loving it. Like this was not a bad debut objectively. It was only a bad debut because he's not what anyone tried to tell us he was.
Hmm.
And I don't think he's gonna be. And I don't think this team should want him to be, quite frankly. Like, based on what we saw from Mirovich and Kylin and what we know Andre Stojakovic is and what we know Big T is, why would you want a freshman shooter to be the focal point of that? You wouldn't. You should want Keaton to be the bench guy. And can we all please take a massive step back with that and just embrace that element? Because if they want Keaton Waggler in a sixth man role, he's going to be amazing. If they try to say he's our half court engine, nothing we saw last night backs up that he
And,
should
and
be.
you don't need him to be either. That's the thing.
No,
Like
all these other guys are good.
right. And like, yeah, I came away with this as I want Keaton Waggler to be a bench guy. And where are we at with Andre's knee? Like, we need to get that right immediately.
Yeah, right. They felt the missing presence of Andre was felt. But even man, Petro, like the smoke that Petro will come off the bench, Wagler's in the starting lineup. Nothing I saw in this game would make me want that. I would want Petrovic at point guard on this team. Like a Petrovic, Kylin, Andre, Mirk, Big T team, I think is insane. Keaton
Yeah.
Waggler off the bench, like Rickhouse off the bench, even Brandon Lee off the bench. I'm so in on that vision. I was just out on the vision everyone tried to sell this offseason where Merck's barely playing and Keaton's the best player. But if I just completely rewire my brain, severance me right now, I'm like, yeah, this team is sixth in the country. Ken Palm was right. But it's just so different than what everyone that watched this team all summer said they would be, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, I think they need. I'm just very interested to see what it will look like with this team at full health and fully back.
Yeah. Uh Also, like, again, it doesn't need to be framed this way, but I'll frame it this way. Brandon Lee was the better of the two freshmen in this game.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, no one's going to talk about Brandon Lee. We should. He looks good.
Yeah. He did look, I mean, look, he looked very good.
He didn't miss a
And
shot.
yeah, he scored the ball.
And
Well,
like you can see the defensive instincts, the stuff Brad's talked about with him, comparing him to oh, who's that old guy they always compare him to? Andre Feliz.
yeah, he just score.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Overall, stock up or down, Illinois?
Up.
In a huge way up.
Yeah.
Like of
Uppity
all
up.
every team I watched in scrimmages this weekend, I think Illinois is stock up the most in my mind.
Yeah, uppity up.
They got Merck, man.
Yeah, they got Mirko Banks.
Ridiculous.